Hello, everyone. It is me, your host, Elizabeth Jankovic, back with another episode of Virgo Vibes. It is the first episode of March. Now that I'm recording this, it's March 10th, Wednesday, March 10th, and March has been a great month so far. On my YouTube channel, if you guys are listening on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, I also have a YouTube channel, which is just my name, Elizabeth Jankovic. It's linked in the description of every one of my podcasts. But my YouTube channel, I've been doing productive vlog where I do my acting tapes in the vlog. I'll, go buy some healthy vegan grocery. I work out in the morning. I do my yoga. Oh no, I have to make sure all my things are not on loud. Anyway, so yeah, I've just been more productive with that and everything, and it feels really good. And I hope you guys like those productive vlogs because I enjoy watching them. So I feel like why not make content that I enjoy watching? Because then if I don't enjoy the content I'm making, how are my viewers supposed to? So yeah, March has been a good month so far. I did a couple vlogs already. One is out. One is on the way. I did one or two in February as well. I've been doing vlogs here and there, and I think you guys like them. Let me know if there's anything you want to see in those or something else. It's getting nicer. It's been nice the past few days in Westchester, and in the Northeast, it's very cold all of the time. So finally, spring is making its way through now that it's March, and it's also Pisces season. So maybe we'll talk about Pisces season because I skipped over Aquarius season and I haven't talked about astrology in a minute, I feel like, in a podcast. I think the last time I did was for Capricorn season, but nothing too intense. Anywho, so in my last podcast, I literally remember basically ranting you to everybody about why people why Virgos need to be left alone, and that we need boundaries in order to get things done, whatever, etc. And I think in the end of that podcast, I was like, hopefully next time I talk to you guys in a podcast, I have more tips and tricks to how to, build a routine at home. So I'm actually going to tell you guys about that today. This is what's been working for me, and as a Virgo, these are what I can share with you. Maybe you fellow Virgos will pick it up. Maybe you Virgo risings, maybe just anybody out there can pick it up. Because honestly, there are things I feel like I share with people that a lot of people just don't know, and they're like, that's such a good idea, you're so smart. And it's little life hacks here and there, So I wrote down on my computer, I want to talk about, again, as I said, having a good routine. Moving forward when stuck in a rut. That's an idea I wrote down, I think sometime last week or maybe within the last week. And yeah, that's an important one. And the just do it method. So let's start with routine. Personally, if you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, what's up? You can see me in the video. I've been enjoying doing these, side note, and I think you guys like them too. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing them because I enjoy it. I'd rather see myself speak to a camera than just listen to myself. I feel like it provides more expression and understanding in podcasts. Anyway, yeah, so if you guys are on my YouTube, you would know that I had a recent video where, not recent, it was this year though, where I spoke about everything in my life that I do as an actor, aspiring actress, whatever, etc., blah, 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 or even YouTuber. And one of those things was the fact that I have to make sure I film during daylight. So right now it's 3:30 and the sun's out. This is great. Yeah, you can film at night if you have a tripod and a ring light and everything, but at the same time, A, effort, B, expensive, C, it's still not going to match natural lighting. As an actress, they say, please, if possible, record this in daylight. At night is okay. Try to have as best lighting as possible. But they always say, no matter what you read, they're natural light is the best. And even for Instagram pictures, if I'm going out and now it's nighttime, I had dinner, the chances of you getting a good Instagram to post is slim, especially if you like those bright ones, I don't really like those nighttime dark ones, maybe once in a while, but I prefer daylight for just so many things. So yeah, in that video I discussed how I needed to figure it out because I would wake up at 11 maybe, and then if I worked out that day, I would work out, and then I go through my emails and my YouTube casting, my YouTube subscriptions, any new videos, I go through my castings, and as I said, emails. And by the time all that's done, especially back when it was winter and the sun went down at 4, it's like if I got up at 11, maybe I'm ready for the day by 12, and then if I have to shower that morning, maybe it's like 12:30, then I go through all my things, maybe it's like 1:30 for all of my emails, and now I've also probably eaten food, so maybe it's like 2. I felt like I didn't have enough time, and especially if I like went out and went on an errand or something, like CVS or grocery store and grabbed a couple things. And so essentially I would come back, and if I had to film self-tapes, that's what I had to prioritize, like my self-tapes. But like YouTube videos, I wasn't doing a lot of sit-down videos because I usually was just vlogging, because then, okay, I get my day late. It's easier. Like, I feel like if you're a YouTuber or something like that, if you've ever vlogged, vlogs are pretty easy to remember how to do. And it's like, oh, I don't have to change anything about my day. I don't really have to add anything. I'm just like recording as I go. And so it's a little easier on, like, I guess from an influencer standpoint. I don't consider myself an influencer just yet. But yeah, vlogs are easy. So like I wasn't really spending a lot of sit down video time. And even recording this podcast visually, right? Like there was a few days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, I had the inspiration to record this podcast, but I was like, but it's nighttime and I want to do my podcast video. So I waited. So if my like self-tapes take priority and I'm doing my, you know, little morning routine, waking up, getting ready, and then I go to my computer, look at my things, and now all of a sudden it's very small amount of time for me to print my self-tapes, memorize the lines, and like send them in. It just wasn't a lot of time for me to sit down and apply to jobs, or sit down and edit and do more YouTube video content. It was like a lot of just like my acting stuff, which like thank God, like I'm happy that I'm doing that. I'm applying to more things. I know it's going to bring me more opportunities, but as far as like moving myself forward with the sense of sitting down and maybe like building my acting and modeling website that I have to do, which I haven't yet, but I will be soon, or you know, the other little things, as I said, applying to jobs, there are certain things that I need to sit at a desk, like sit in a chair and have a flat surface in front of me where I can put my computer and edit on. That's how I've been editing my like YouTube video today. Earlier today I was editing, and like, yeah, part of me, like sometimes I could do it on my phone, but then when I like am about to upload it to YouTube, I need like iMovie on my computer, and I need that sitting, and like especially for applying to jobs, it's like I need to sit. Even researching things, it's so much easier to do when I'm sitting at a desk. And so but for me, when the sun goes down and it's nighttime, I find it so much harder to like sit at a desk and try to be productive at night. I find it a lot harder. Also, I don't have a desk in my room. I have like a side table, but right now it has literally like my acting scripts on it and my camera, and it's also not really that big. So it's like, is it even going to make me productive? And I have this little cube shelf in front of me. If you guys are watching, I have a little cube shelf, but it's not a desk, it's just a shelf. And so it's not like I can put my legs somewhere. So if I had space more space maybe, or less items, I'd be able to fit a desk in here, but the aesthetic of the desk just wouldn't fit my room. And I know I'm being a brat by saying that, like getting a desk for my room. I would be so much more productive though. So shit. I really have to think about those two things. But essentially what I'm saying is I found that I was not as productive. I was not as on top of my routine because I didn't have the daylight. So obviously it sucks when it's winter and the sun goes down at 4. And also, mind you, I wasn't really working out when I would wake up later and then just get ready for the day, eat food, film, acting things. By the time it was like the evening, PM, I already have food in my stomach. I don't feel like working out because I like to work out like when I wake up on an empty stomach. It's really hard for me to do it like later in the day after I've already eaten. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. And it's just, yeah, so I wasn't even like working out. I obviously like was just running out of daylight, and therefore like at night all of my productivity decreases. I think I wrote a poem one time about how when the sun goes down, I am literally like unable to do anything at all. Like obviously I used to have night classes at college and stuff, and I have to be there and I have to do stuff. But for me, it is literally 10 times harder to be productive and get stuff done without daylight. So like when the sun is set, it's so much harder for me. So I literally had to switch my routine around. I had to maximize daylight. And obviously if you logically think about how to do that, you have to Wake up earlier, don't ya? So recently I've been waking up at like 8 a.m. every day, little claps and snaps for me, because it just helps me wake up. Say I wake up at 8, I work out. I literally left today at 9:30 to go on a walk with my sister. I got back, I had like a doctor's appointment, so I had that. I'm recording this podcast now, like, so I got all of my working out done in the morning. Now I feel like I have all this daylight to do my acting, my YouTube, all that stuff. And then by the time I finish this podcast, if I am filming a YouTube video, I could do that. And recording all my acting things and submitting all my acting things, then I still might have some more daylight, because now the sun sets later. It sets at 6 p.m., so that gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And then by the time the sun sets, or maybe it's like I still have some time left, I can sit down at my desk, which I usually just like to go downstairs and like sit at a dining or kitchen table, a dining room or kitchen table, and that's like the easiest way for me to actually sit and be productive, because it feels like a desk to me. And that's one good thing about a college dorm that I do kind of miss. I had a desk. As ugly as it was, I had a desk. And at school, in the library, I had a desk. I could go to a cafe, I suppose, maybe I should do that. That's something that I am going to do soon. But the issue with that I hadn't been able to do for so long was the fact that I wasn't waking up early enough. Like, by the time I would go to a cafe, it was like 3 p.m. and cafes close at 5. So maybe I'll like vlog one day. Whenever I do go to a cafe, I will vlog. That's how I should phrase it. So that'll happen for sure. So yeah, I had to like go to bed earlier, right? And it's like, how do you do that, right? Because I think in my last podcast I mentioned, like, if you have family members or just live with people who stay up late, maybe they watch TV, listen to music, make noise, eat late at night, have friends over, whatever, like, I don't know your living situation, then it's like, how am I supposed to fall asleep? So what I've been doing is starting my nighttime routine even earlier, and honestly getting up early, even though I hate not getting 8 hours of sleep. Like last night, maybe got like 7 or so, night before 7 or so. If I'm getting like 7.5-ish, I know the little difference of not getting 8 will make me tired earlier that night. Like, I get tired around like midnight now, and I feel like me staying up till like 2 is pretty late now. So I'm so happy I fixed my schedule to that point. I like trying to go to bed like mindset of like 11 p.m., hopefully fall asleep by 12, wake up at 8. I really like that routine. If you're struggling, I recommend have 1 or 2 days where you don't get enough sleep, because then it'll make it a lot easier to fall asleep that night. Don't drink coffee too late in the day unless you're trying to stay up for some reason. Drink your coffee in the morning, maybe a little half caffeination halfway through the day if you need a little pick-me-up, or, matcha, tea, you have other options. Then do a nighttime routine. Oh my God. I have a video about like my evening and wind down routine, which I can put as a little card on the screen if you're watching the video. And it's really helpful to have the things that make you relax, because your body, when you're doing certain things, will relax. When I take a hot shower, I walk out of that shower and I'm like getting sleepy. I'm like, whoa, I need to do something to get my energy levels back up. Evening yoga, it's literally meant to make your body and mind relax. Meditating at night, reading. Oh my God, guys, I read last night for the first time. For the first time in a very long time. I actually read many, many pages of my ebook. I have dozens of books saved on various ebook apps that I want to read, and I actually read last night. And it helped, because if I force myself to go to bed early, but maybe my brain isn't sleepy yet, then reading the ebook is a great way to gain knowledge. You're not like just scrolling on your phone, right? I was like, oh, I'm learning, I'm reading, that's good, building the brain cells, But it was allowing that time to pass in bed until I actually was tired. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate. I get very tired when I read. So it used to be so hard when I had like 60-page readings in college, because I literally like would fall asleep while I was doing it. I would be like, well, I need to have some sort of pick-me-up right now. I need to like break it up with something else. So I would definitely say a wind down routine. I recommend yoga, stretching, essential oils. You can go to iHerb.com. You can use my code /link down below, and I can link the specific ones I got from there. I use essential oil sprays and roll-ons. So good. Like, they're ones that are made for nighttime, so you should check out those. Lighting a candle is really nice. I don't do that all the time, but sometimes while I, have my yoga, I'll do that. And sometimes, taking a bath, or like I said, a quick shower. These are really great ways to help you wind down. And again, that ebook, having a little book to read right before, if you're not tired enough by the time you've done all that, that's a great way. Another part of that aspect, right? So obviously, like, starting your wind down routine earlier, having things that get your body in like a relaxed mood. I would also add telling people when you're going to bed. If you have friends, if you have siblings, family, whatever, and you're like, hey, I know we usually sometimes stay up late talking, like my sister and I sometimes chat late. Both of us have been on a good routine. We're not like really staying up late chatting. She has to wake up early all the time now. I am trying to wake up early too, go on walks, get that daylight productivity. So just communicating with those who would be affected by your new schedule, like communicating, hey, I'm going to bed at this time. So like if you do want to chat or whatever, like doing that earlier in the day. And that's super effective. So that's like boundaries. That's the boundaries. Telling someone, hey, this is happening, so my cutoff tonight is this time. Maybe not responding, choosing not to respond to texts, Snapchats, messages, whatever, after a certain point in the evening is a great way to like set those boundaries. And I also wanted to add, I have this app called It's a Soft Murmur. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys on my app on my phone. Yeah. So again, this only applies to you if you are watching the video. But this is like my little like audio thing. So it's the little black one. It's called A Soft Murmur. I got this a few years ago, and you can basically choose like the sound of waves, wind, thunder, rain, and you can select those in varying amounts, and it's really, really calming. I find that if I've had that playing for at least 20 minutes, I get tired. Like literally, if you're just scrolling on your phone, or maybe you're reading your ebook or whatever at the same time, literally turn that on, turn those sounds on, and once you just hear that, like at least for like 10-15 minutes, your body, you literally start relaxing. So going to bed earlier. This whole first half of my little segment was about going to bed earlier and like getting a good routine. Speaking of routines, right? I think you need to have a solid morning and night routine. I do. And I also have little things that eventually over time I want to add on. So in the morning, right, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I do my teeth whitening, and then as my teeth whitening is on my teeth, I stretch or work out or both. So that's perfect. It takes like 30 minutes. I also will have done my skincare either before or after my workout. So when I do my skincare, I remind myself, hey, I should do my gua sha right now. And I do that. If I'm doing my tanning lotion, make sure I do that after I work out or something. And yeah, having like a solid morning routine. And then I'm like, all right, gonna change, move to my computer stuff, do my things. And then after my computer things, I move forward and I like either record acting things, voiceover, YouTube things, and then after that it's usually like the editing, whatever, or researching if I have like some other random thing, like calling, scheduling appointments, all of that jazz when you're adulting and stuff. And yeah, so that's most of my like morning routine stuff. And then my night routine, which is where I'm trying to like incorporate more stuff that I've wanted to do. That's the yoga, that's the reading, that's art, drawing. Art is so relaxing. I'm trying to incorporate that more in my life. Having those things that hey, okay, if I have like a doctor's appointment at 10 or 11, like I had one today, I want to make sure I'm getting all of my morning routine done before that appointment. Because I find having plans usually like makes me skip a chunk of my routine. So I'm pretty strict when I make plans with friends that like I don't like when it's too early in the day. I'd like brunch time a lot, or like lunch, like 1:00, because I have sufficient time to do everything, record stuff. I would get back in time to record stuff, or like just kind of like dinner, but like after you've been able to do your things, So and definitely like communication honestly is kind of what it comes down to, and communicating with people. I am doing this. It's not, I want to do this. I want to go to bed early tonight. It's, I'm going to bed at this time, and boom, there you go. It helps a lot in my opinion. It's been working. So I would recommend that to you guys. And yeah, I just think having a routine is good because it's something you can fall back on. And if you do a little bit of something every day, 10 minutes of yoga every day, 5 minutes of stretching every day, whatever it is, you will see improvements in your life over time. And you will learn over time how people are like, oh, I'm going to read like 5 minutes before bed every night. You literally will learn 5 times what? 5 times 30? That's already, oh God, 150 minutes, which is a little over 2 hours. 2.5 hours of reading, of knowledge, a month. That's a month. 2.5 hours, you probably read a book. So all I'm saying is have a routine, because that'll really have a morning and night routine, and that'll help with your productivity in your day. And also a night routine is really important for going to bed earlier, which will also probably help you be productive if you get more productive during the daylight. So this is all related to daylight, basically. The next thing I kind of move onto is, sorry, I'm just like moving my podcast setup around a bit, but when you're stuck in a rut, right? Sometimes I'm just like, wow, there are so many things I want to do. Which one do I do first? All of these are really big projects, right? And you just feel maybe like you've gotten into almost not like a routine, almost like a routine of not being on top of your shit. Like, oh, you started like, I know during quarantine a lot of people like either did a lot of workouts or like did not. And so the more comfortable people get comfortable into a routine of like doing less, which is fine if that's what you want to do. But if you're trying to move into doing more, and you're just stuck around, it's like, how do I get out of this? Whatever. It's literally like you have to change your mindset and make that mental choice. Okay, I'm going to plan tomorrow. I'm waking up at this time. I'm writing all of my goals down. Like, I have to get these done. No ifs, ands, or buts, like not compromising those things. And obviously that's a lot of self-discipline, you know, and it's hard to be super self-disciplined, as we know, during Zoom university life and quarantine and working from home. It's hard, but establishing your schedule with those who are affected by it, including friends, family, whatever, and also looking at your to-do list, writing it down, setting your alarm, actually getting up. It's the hardest thing, right? And then it's like, well, how? Like it's easier said than done. Literally, it's like, again, it goes back to that mindset. Like, just do it. Like, your brain, when you're like, oh, I don't feel like getting out of bed right now, or like, I want to stay up, whatever, or, oh, like, should I work out? Like, I don't want to, whatever. Literally just forcing yourself. Take that first step, the first step. Maybe it's looking up the yoga or workout video you want to do. Maybe it's writing down what you want to do. And then usually when you like actually research or get into it, you kind of get inspired to do it. At least that's what I found. For example, for like little projects of, oh, like I was trying to like figure out my family's Disney Plus account, because with like Verizon some deal, like you get it included. And I was like, for literally 2 months, I was like, oh, we have to figure that out. Never did it. I looked at it like once or twice and I got closer to figuring it out. And then I didn't. I still didn't. And then I was like, nah, I'm figuring it out tonight. I'm doing it. So I sat down, I opened it. I was like, okay, it's clicking that button. It's reading about it. It's researching. It's downloading the ebook. It's reading the intro, looking at the workout, rolling out your yoga mat, getting your workout clothes on. The first steps really have that snowball effect into helping you finish it. And then when you're done, also for me, something that I keep in my head when I'm like, okay, do I do something or not? It's like, I know I'm going to be proud of myself and be happy and feel good once it's accomplished. Whereas like, oh, if I don't, I know I'm going to feel like shit tomorrow and be upset, you know? So it's just the feeling of being like proud of yourself, accomplished, satisfied, like having a productive day just feels good. For me, at least, I think a lot of people also would agree. And it's the just do it. Because when your brain is deciding to do something or not, and like it doesn't want to, whatever, you kind of have to think of it as like, well, if this is a class, if this was a gym class, you have to run the mile. If this was a class and they were like, your homework assignment, your in-class homework assignment today is to apply to 3 jobs. Like you actually have no option. So you have to act as if it's not you telling yourself like, oh, I probably should do this. Like that's kind of laziness, but being like, no, like I am doing this today. It's happening. It is a requirement of today. It is on the agenda, as if it's like somebody else telling you to do it, you know? So basically being your own boss, it's hard. It is very hard, but it's definitely rewarding. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. So that's definitely it's a lot of discipline, but taking the baby steps is the easiest way to get into it first. Baby steps, reading and researching is also really good. Like when I was doing actually let me show you guys on the camera. I got my Canon G7X and I, bought it. I had not like really touched it or played with it for a while, and I was like, okay, instead of just like grabbing the camera, right? Because that would stress me out. Oh, all these buttons, whatever. Instead of just doing that, let me look up YouTube videos and tutorials, because when you look up how to do something or tutorials or whatever, or you're reading how to do something or researching, it puts the actions into words. So now that you're reading these words, when you read or watch a tutorial, it's putting it into a visual for you. Reading, you're going to visualize it. You're going to imagine actually doing it. And then you're going to be like, well, if I have my yoga mat right there, or if she's doing a workout right now, I can do that. And just actually like immersing yourself in the first little thing will help that snowball effect and help you keep going. Just gonna look at my notes of what I wanted to do. Yeah, moving forward, okay, I think I said most of what I wanted to say right now. I am not, maybe like once a month I'll talk about productive things, and then the second podcast that month will be like astrology, because I've been slacking on it. All I know is Pisces season is emotional and dreamy and fantastical or whatever, and it's kind of fun. Also, it's spring, so it's like, oh yeah, just romanticize everything, right? I don't know, but romanticize everything. That's what I would say. Pisces, okay, no, maybe I should look this up, because Pisces and Virgo are, I think, 100% compatible, or whatever. They're opposite on the track. So I'm going to just Google right now and share with you guys Pisces season for Virgo. How each zodiac. Okay. This is Oprah Mag. This Pisces season will bring reflection and romanticism into our lives. February 18th to March 20th. Wow, it's been here for a while. And it shows you how it affects each sign. So for Virgo, this website says, aligning yourself with the right partnerships is important when it comes to business matters. An exciting professional opportunity that pushes you outside of your comfort zone will come your way on February 26th. Okay, I would have to scroll back and check. When Jupiter connects with the nodes of destiny. While this opportunity could be financially lucrative, you'll have to think about whether or not you are willing to join forces with some of the people attached to the project during the full moon on February 27th. Your decision will be made during March 13th's new moon, an advantageous time of negotiating to your advantage. Wow. Okay, well, I'm not really sure what happened on the 26th, but I had like an interview that week and I didn't get the job. Maybe that affected it. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Maybe that's a little outdated. I kind of want to read another one. How Pisces season will affect your... Bustle.com. We'll all feel more sensitive during Pisces season. That's the title. All right. Now let's scroll to our little Virgo. Also, I'm so sorry. Not trying to discriminate against non-Virgos, but y'all know this is called Virgo Vibes, so I'm only going to include the little Virgo ones. Ooh, Virgo. Your mind is on relationships this month, Virgo, and you're being challenged to get vulnerable and wear your heart on your sleeve. I hate having to do that. Let go of the need for control in your one-on-one partnerships. And allow Pisces season sensitivity to soften you up to the flood of feelings that you may have been holding back. Sharing your emotions will only strengthen your connection. That's true. Instead of controlling people, you gotta work one-on-one with them, because then you'll find a nice healthy balance. Hope you enjoyed the little spritz of astrology today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Again, make sure you're subscribed to my channel on YouTube. Link down below if you're not on YouTube, if you're just listening. If you are on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and like this video. You can find all my other podcasts in my playlist. And if you are listening to this on Spotify, please follow me. Follow the podcast, and I think you'll get notifications of my new episodes, okay? Also, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, rate it or whatever you do over there, because that would be fantastic. I love you all so very much. Excited for new milestones this year with my podcast, with my YouTube, etc., and my life, Hopefully, job applications, moving to New York City, we're manifesting it out here, okay? Also, okay, little bonus tip, write down affirmations of goals. Like, affirmations and goals, they're similar. Affirmations in general are more for, like, helping your mental health state and, like, self-image and all of that stuff. Writing down your goals is obviously more concrete stuff, but honestly, they're, like, interchangeable. Write down goals and organize them if you want to, and read them aloud to yourself once a week at least, because the more you read them to yourself, the more you're going to realize, oh yeah, I do want to do this, and then you actually are going to do the action to get that done that week. The more you read that, it's just training your brain, little subconscious energy. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and thank you for listening. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. I will talk to you guys in my next podcast or see you guys in my next video. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. This is your host, Elizabeth Jankovic, signing off of Virgo Vibes.